Elon Musk is cooing the government right now, or he has committed a coup on the government. Let me explain how this happened. Congress has the power of the purse, as they call it, right? Congress has the right to decide what funds are allocated and to whom, and which agencies are created, like USAID, EPA, or any of the other regulatory agencies. That's all like created through congressional like it's legislated into existence. You have to write a law, has to pass through Congress and then through the Senate, and it has to go to the president's desk, at which point they sign it into law. That's how a bill is created. So Congress decides where the money goes, and the executive branch dispenses the money. And the executive branch is legally obligated, let me rephrase, constitutionally obligated to dispense the money. It is constitutionally mandated to uphold U.S. laws faithfully, basically. And when Congress writes a law creating an agency, that means the president must create that agency, must dispense the funds necessary. Congress assigns the money, the executive branch or the president dispenses the money. Well, Elon Musk went to the U.S. Treasury building on like February 3rd, I think, or 4th. I'm not sure. The 3rd, maybe. He went there, forced his way in with a team of 6 people, 6 programmers, physically forced people to leave. I said that he'd get the marshals down there if they didn't move out of the way, and plugged into the Treasury system that basically holds all of the information about our Social Security numbers, about our health insurance, federal contractors, and everything everywhere that all of the money has been assigned to. This place is a non-political place. These are non-partisan people. I believe the guy at the head of this office has worked there since like 1987 or something. And he was forcibly retired when Elon Musk entered the building. So Elon Musk plugs in and starts canceling contracts that the US government had made. He just stops the payments. He says that he deleted the IRS file yourself system. You know, the IRS has that thing where you can self-file on their website. He deleted that. He just deleted it, according to him. Elon Musk shut down USAID. It's an acronym, I think. Anyway, that's an organization that was litigated into existence. Or I'm sorry, it was legislated into existence. Congress created USAID and funds it every year. And USAID, if you don't know, gives aid to smaller countries. And it creates a soft power because it gives us negotiating power. Smaller countries do what we say because they get aid from us. And it's less than 1% of our GDP. It's a strategic thing. It's not like a corruption thing by any stretch of the imagination. No one has ever accused USAID of being corrupt or whatever. They're just doing exactly what exactly what Congress instructs them to do. That's it. They're basically trying to spread democracy in the world. They're instructing smaller countries to do things that improve democracy. But Elon Musk just went in and shut it down. He just went in and stopped money from going into their bank account. Again, illegal. Can't do that. Shouldn't even have access. How did he get access? He physically forced his way in and got his own programmers on a system that has top secret security stuff on it. They don't have security clearance. Got them plugged in, and no one is doing anything. I just finished writing a book titled Was Hitler an Atheist? It talks about religions during the Third Reich and how they work together. Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Protestants. And I even address the lies told by the evangelical world about Bonhoeffer. It's on Audible and Amazon. Okay, let's continue. Anyway, USAID, if they aren't operating, it's going to create a power vacuum, and other countries are going to step in to control things that way, like China, for example, or Russia. It helps nobody for USAID to be shut down. Nobody, except for the United States' historical adversaries. This is a constitutional crisis. He's not allowed to do that. Even if it was Trump, Trump's not allowed to do that. Congress controls who this money goes to. The president has a legal responsibility, a constitutional responsibility, to make sure it gets there. We are in a constitutional crisis right now. The president has simply refused to do his constitutional duty, his constitutional obligation. You remember how he said we need to set the Constitution aside to whatever? That's what he's doing. He's doing the exact thing. People are underestimating how real this is. We're in a situation where our options have been closed off. The next step, if we had any recourse, would be the Department of Justice going in and arresting Elon Musk, arresting anybody that violated the Constitution that way. And by the way, this isn't like an up in the air thing. Just wait till like the judicial branch adjudicates or reinterprets. This is like shooting somebody in the head. There is no reinterpreting that out of the Constitution. So the Department of Justice is the ones that are supposed to do the arrest, and they said they stand behind Elon 100%. This is a coup of the U.S. government. It has been stolen from us. And congressmen are out there protesting right now at the U.S. Treasury building. This is Chuck Schumer. Elizabeth Warren. This is at the U.S. Treasury building. This is Jamie Raskin. OMG, GOP, WTF. Love that sign. Arrest Musk. This is a legal call. People are calling for this legally. This is what should be happening constitutionally. I'm not sure who this one is. Perceived wrongs have always been the excuse. And there's a swastika with blood dripping from it. That's really on point. I love that. I'm not sure which person this is. I'm not sure who that is either. But anyway, we're in a constitutional crisis. And if there is another election, then it's because Trump wants there to be an election, not because the Constitution demands it. I went looking around for like how MAGA has been reacting to this, and it is psychotic as one would assume. I thought for sure, actually, that MAGA would stand behind law and order in this one case. Honestly, I know that they don't, but they literally just stole the government. Anyway, give this a read. This is on a subreddit. It's on an AI subreddit. I find it interesting to see the AI creations people do. So it's kind of people on the left and the right. So I was on this subreddit, and this person said, I didn't even vote, but getting rid of the CIA/mafia front U.S. aid is fucking crazy in a good way. What are you drinking? Where did you get that? A CIA mafia front? Who told you this? You know who told him? Elon Musk. Zero evidence. Nothing. Came out and said it. They're creating biolabs and funding them, and they're helping in human trafficking, and they're a CIA mafia front. Delusion. No, it's not delusion. It's intentional lies is what it is. Elon Musk just fabricated it out of the ether and got people whipped into a blood frenzy over it. I didn't even vote, but getting rid of the CIA mafia front U.S. aid is crazy in a good way. They're talking about getting rid of the IRS or the Federal Reserve. WTF are you talking about? Because this person says it's not a bad joke. It's a good joke, I guess. It's a good thing to get rid of the IRS or the Federal Reserve, apparently. It's a good thing to get rid of U.S. aid. Complete delusion. I can't believe that people... It's not even like they fell for an explanation. Elon Musk just lied. He just came out and said a lie with no evidence. Someone says, I agree with you, but don't expect a lot of support. The person says, I haven't seen any money for me from rent, grocery. Yeah, dumb, because it's foreign aid to create soft power in the United States, which keeps the dollar as the world reserve currency. Actually, you have seen money for you. You just don't even realize it. I haven't seen any money for me from rent, groceries, or my corporate job, and I know these rich MFs are probably just grabbing power from another faction and acting like the good guys, but OC, I think he meant OP, I don't know what OC is. OC saying it's a bad joke. WTF is he talking about? It's been like 10 days and they've done more shit than I've seen in the past 4 years. Doing more shit is a bad thing. I know it doesn't seem like it because Congress is like ground to a halt a lot of the time. But democracy moves slow by its very nature. It moves slow because it has to go through all kinds of bureaucratic hoops to make sure that this thing isn't going to violate people's rights or hurt people or something. Dictatorships do things really, really fast. They get things done, but they hurt countless people in the process. Authoritarianism is what this guy is asking for. He wants authoritarian. He wants an authoritarian regime because things don't move fast enough for him. And by the way, these things are bad. The things that are happening right now, they're bad. I can't believe I have to say this. This is really bad stuff. Certainly bad for somebody. Moving fast is not virtuous in its own right. Dude says the prior administration was nothing if not lethargic. The only thing they accomplished was harassing Trump. No, they accomplished a lot, actually. They did the Inflation Reduction Act. They did the CHIPS Act, bringing jobs to the United States to manufacture computer chips. That was a big deal. They got a whole bunch of stuff done to make us more energy independent. I don't know what these people are smoking, really. And then you get things like this right here. On r/teenagers, the current state of 50 to 60% of the world's population. There's a meme. I looked her up and down. I said, "Girl, you're looking fine." Then she pulled out a twig and berries twice the size of mine. 50 to 60% of the world's population? You think 50 to 60% of the world's population is trans? Perceived wrongs have always been the excuse. This shit isn't happening. How many people in the US are trans? Like 1%? Maybe? I don't know. It may be 3 or 4. I have no clue. It's delusion. US aid is a mafia front that creates biolabs. Perceived wrongs have always been the excuse. Get people pissed off enough and they'll do anything. They'll do whatever it takes. My wife says it's more likely that a child will get into Harvard and then subsequently be hit by lightning than it is that a child in America will get gender-affirming surgery. I mean, that should kind of draw out how absolutely ridiculously rare this is. Dude thinks it's 50 to 60%. 50 to 60%. So I wanted to see how the most extreme of the most extreme were reacting. This is the old r/the Donald subreddit. They were banned from Reddit like years ago for being absolute nutcases. They moved to their own website, which is thedonalds.win. There was some kind of internal struggle with like the moderator or with the server administrator or something, so they switched to patriots.win, and that's where they sit today. And it's full-on delusion all the way down. So I want to see how they're reacting to this whole thing. Did you notice the mainstream media isn't reporting on the lawlessness of U.S. aid or Treasury? Again, it's irrelevant. What he's doing is unconstitutional. If you want to change things, you have to do it through Congress, for one thing. And for another thing, no, they're not. They're not lawless or whatever other nonsense, whatever other delusion is knocking around up there. The only evidence that they have is Elon Musk saying that it's true. Like, if anybody said that something was true, Hillary Clinton. If Hillary Clinton told me that something was true, I would need supporting evidence. This person says, annoy your local media. They all have some type of story tip reporting. Report U.S. aid misuse of funds stories, each as an independent story. They are all corporate these days and won't do anything, but let's let them know we know. Get help, people. This is indistinguishable from mental illness now. Unfortunately, most local media have been bought up by the Soros family. That is literally the exact opposite of true. The Koch brothers have purchased most of the local news outlets, like WSAZ News Channel 3 or whatever. Most of that stuff's owned by Sinclair Media, which is owned by, I believe, the Koch brothers. It's owned by a far-right company and repeats the same scripts regularly. They all repeat the same scripts. I should probably prove that, right? Here you go, right here.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about the troubling and irresponsible one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
Plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets.
The point is that it was purchased by Sinclair. That's the name of like the broadcasting group or whatever, and it's a far right group. That's how Republicans have gone about kind of controlling everything, controlling the media, getting down to a local level. Anyway, this is just delusion. Most local media been bought by the Soros family? No, it is literally the exact opposite. It has not. Dude, USAID was throwing money at the mainstream media. No? Where did you get that? You just make that up? This is what it seems like to me. This is what's happening right here. Works cited, crack pipe. Was gonna say, wait until they find the money trail that leads there. You know it exists. Okay? Well, I don't know. Maybe you're new to this process, but the process of closing down a U.S. agency is to find the money trail and then close it down. And that's Congress's job. Not yours, not Elon's, not Trump's, Congress's. To win over Democrat voters at this point, they should be connected to the unlawful corruption of their leaders. They're trying to do so with Trump, but fail because the law is on Trump's side. Again, what are you smoking? The law is on Trump's side? Who told you that? It is explicitly not on Trump's side. It is the exact opposite of on Trump's side. I'm just going to keep this image open moving forward. Everyone else in the media saying otherwise is paid off or was by U.S. aid. Oh my God. Through shame, their currency, they might budge. It is just complete and total, unadulterated delusion, all the way down. The silence is deafening. The media and Republicans are every bit as dirty as the Democrats. I'm sure they're all scheming in private right now how to stop this. The Kennedys went against the establishment too. I hope precautions are being taken seriously. Lol, libs are injecting hopium, thinking they can have Elon arrested for this. Okay, so arrest him. The grift is already exposed and dead, and Trump can pardon him. This feels like a pretty clear indication that they know that what Elon is doing is illegal, that it's worthy of a pardon, that it's possible to arrest him, but they know that he's not going to face consequences for what he's doing wrong. This is how dictatorships start, by the way, if you didn't know, if you were unfamiliar with this. We're watching it. We're watching it unfold right now. This is exactly how Hitler took power, Mussolini took power, and all of the other dictators in history. This is how it happened. Whip people into a blood frenzy over complete nonsense and get them tired of, quote unquote, nothing happening, i.e. the slow process of democracy. Get them excited for some crazy shit to go down. Perceived wrongs have always been the excuse. Been saying this for years. Many mainstream media shows and channels got less viewers than your average fishing channel on YouTube. They can't make enough to keep the lights on, so where's the money coming from? It's all CIA front, so of course they won't talk about it. The CIA front stuff, again, this is Elon Musk doing this. Works cited, crack pipe. US aid is not a CIA front. It's not like a mafia front. They didn't produce biolabs or any of that shit. What are you smoking? Really? Is this it? Is this what you're smoking? It's all fictitious garbage. All the way down. Look at this. Here's another r/conservative post. Why is Reddit losing it? We didn't do this shit when Biden was president. We didn't brigade. We didn't call for murder. We didn't riot or protest in the streets. You didn't? News to me. 4,000 upvotes on this. You really don't remember 2 weeks ago Donald Trump pardoning 1,500 people for violently committing an insurrection on the U.S. government? You don't remember that? Was that memory holes? What's going on? And they absolutely did. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not even just talking about January 6th. I don't know where they're getting this, that they didn't do this stuff. Yes, they did. Democrats aren't doing anywhere near a fraction of what the right did when Trump lost. For those curious. Oh, yeah, and by the way, they're not comparable anyway. Biden won. We are accepting that Trump won. We're just disturbed and disgusted by what he's doing now that he's in. Oh, the Federalist just dropped an article explaining everything for those curious. Okay, in Trump's second term, Reddit takes a turn toward violent extremism. These people honestly need help. They honestly need help. r/conservative. What is going on? What is happening? Well, some people protested in January, lol. It's funny because it's true. There was a lot more protests than January, but okay. I was about to say, I'm as conservative as they come, but there was a pretty notable protest in January of 21 that probably shouldn't be ignored for this conversation. It's amazing to me how how simply acknowledging the travesty that was J6 makes some people on the sub question your conservatism and or call you a fake flare. History is history. Don't we want truth and facts above feelings? You know, it's fascinating that he says this. I've been thinking about this for a while. I'm reading a book on fascism right now. It's called The Anatomy of Fascism, and it's about basically how it began. And I think this book was written in 1987 or something, like long before our current political environment. One of the key qualities of fascism is zeroing in on feelings rather than facts. The right says facts over feelings or whatever. Facts don't care about your feelings. That was Ben Shapiro's creation, I believe. But the left doesn't do that. They don't go with facts over feelings. Ben Shapiro is delusionally claiming that the left supports like anti-science positions, like a female can become a male, like genetically their genes change to become the other sex. Nobody believes that. Literally not one human being. You know, maybe I shouldn't say that. 7% of the U.S. believes that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. So there's probably some wiggle room in there, but you get what I'm saying here. The facts don't care about your feelings group, it keeps saying that on the right, is complaining about a fictitious issue that does not exist. But this post right here is all feelings based and no facts to be found anywhere. Just this one, for example. He literally says incorrect information, that the right did not protest, they didn't cause problems when Biden won or any of that other stuff. That's just delusion. It's not true. None of it is true. And he just feels like the left is going absolutely nuts to a degree that is way more intense than the right. Delusion all the way down. I thought we'd see some kind of resistance from the right, something, anything. But here we sit. I mean, tell me what you think about it in the comments. It's just sad, man. Absolutely nuts.